Welcome to Music City, kids. My name is Tamara with Love in a Big World, and I'm so glad that you're with us today. We are here to help you grow strong in mind, body, and heart. Today, we're talking about courage. Courage is standing up for what is right, facing your fears. And did you know that you and I can make a positive difference in this world when we choose to be courageous? We bring change for ourselves and for others. We can make a difference when we choose to be courageous. We're going to talk more about that today. First up, we've got our friend Jacob with some movement. So stand up and get ready to get moving.
Today we're going to learn a move called the drop and catch challenge. Here's how it works. You're going to take a ball and you're going to hold it about eye level in front of your face. But first, I want you to close your eyes. Keep your eyes closed. Move the ball to a random spot to stop, and let's say here. Now I'm going to line the other hand where I think it should go under the ball to line up. It should be about waist level. Now when I figure out the point to stop, I'm going to pause, and then I'm going to drop and catch. All of that is with your eyes closed. Don't open your eyes until you drop the ball and catch it. It seems like, how did I make that catch? But really, what happens is your brain, without even looking, knows where this joint is, where this joint, where these muscles are, and it knows where in space it is. It knows where the ball is through your hand, through your arm, and it knows where this arm is. So it knows how to line them up together. It's the same reason if you close your eyes, you can touch your nose. It's a sense called proprioception. It's the body's awareness of where it is in space. So try that with the other hand as well. I'm going to close my eyes. I'll pick there, line this one up, drop it, and catch it. Don't worry if you drop, just pick it up if it falls on the ground and try it again. It's a lot of fun once you get it. All right, so if you want an advanced version, try this. You'll hold the ball in front of your face, but this hand, the one that's catching, keep by your side until you drop it. Once you release this ball, then you move your hand quickly to make the catch. Let's try it. So I'm gonna go here and stop, and that's it. So have fun with that. It's called the drop and catch challenge.
Thanks, Jacob. I love that. Proprioception. Isn't that what that was called? It's so fun to learn how to be aware of what we're doing in the world and realizing that everything that we do and everything that we say makes a difference. All right, next is a word from Erin.
Hello, my name is Erin Parham, and today we will be talking about humility. And humility also means being humble. I have been doing gymnastics for 4 years. When I first started, there to be showing you guys 2 flips, a back walkover, and a back handspring. And now we will be learning how to do a back walkover. So first, you want to lay on the ground and put your arms back in the crab position. Step 2, you want to push up as hard as you can into a bridge position. Now, step 3, you want to rock back and kick backwards. Now let's see you do it. Step 1, step 2, and step 3. Very good. Next, we are going to learn a back handspring. First, you want to swing your arms back and forth and bend while you swing your arms back and forth. And second, you want to reach back and jump backwards to see how it feels when you go back. And step 3, you want to jump flip your body backwards to where your arms touch the ground and get back up. And now you want to add it all together. Step 1, step 2, and step 3. Now I want to see you. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Good job. As you see, gymnastics is very hard, and that's why you need to practice and take it one day at a time. And when you master the skill, please remember to stay humble. Thanks for watching. Back to you, Tamara.
Thanks, Erin. I love that. Gymnastics was not my best thing, but I love knowing that you are so good at it. Now, friends, let me tell you that you are welcome to submit a By Kids for Kids segment of your own if you'd like. Get in touch with us at the comments below, and we'll reach out and get you connected so we can see you and what's happening in your world at home with By Kids for Kids. All right, next we've got some news from Janet of Janet's Planet.
Welcome to Janet's Planet, where we're traveling at the speed of thought. And today our topic is courage. And I was going to tell you all about these very courageous scientists and women who did amazing things, like Bessie Coleman and Madam C.J. Walker and Ada Lovelace and Hedy Lamarr and Eileen Collins and Wally Funk. And then I realized sometimes when I hear these amazing stories, you know what I think? I don't even know where to begin. How did they do it? How did they know they could do it? And so I thought I'd spend a little time in discussing the science of courage. Scientists have actually pinpointed a place in the brain right here that is centrally located when all of the nuclei fire when we decide between being afraid or having courage. And one thing to remember is that having courage isn't the absence of fear or being a little bit afraid. It is more like, I feel a little, I feel a little bit of my fear, but I'm going to do it anyway. And so I want to challenge you to take a small step and doing something courageous today. Can I tell you a secret? We might have to get close for this. I am not a very good swimmer. So I am doing something courageous for the first time as an adult. I am taking swimming lessons. I know, that's right, as an adult, because I'm just not that good of a swimmer. But now I'm learning to swim. So that's one thing I'm doing. I bet that there are some things happening right now where you are having to access your courage, whether that's starting school, starting a new school, or doing school in a whole new way. Or maybe it's the first time to do a flip or a cartwheel in gymnastics class. Or maybe some of you are taking swimming lessons just like I am. And so I hope today that me telling you that even as an adult, I still have to summon my courage. It doesn't mean I'm not afraid. It just means that I go, I've got a big old brain. And right here in the center of it are all of these processors and nuclei that want me to overcome and do something amazing that will make me feel amazing and accomplished. I hope that you will find the courage you need to face any obstacle in your way, because I know you can. And that's the view from Janet's Planet.
Thanks, Janet. There's actual brain science about being courageous. Remember, courage is standing up for what is right, facing our fears. And like we were talking about before, when we stand up for what is right, we can make the world a better place for others. And Dr. E has more to share about that.
Hey, Tamara and friends. I have a story I want to tell you today, and this story is in fact about me. It's about me when I was in the 3rd grade. And when I was in the 3rd grade, I went to a school where there were not a lot of African American children. And not just a lot of African American children in my 3rd grade class, but really not a lot of African American children in the school at all. And I had a 3rd grade teacher who was not particularly fond of African American students. And she really didn't want any African American students in her class, so she made it a point to let us know as African American students that she was not happy that we were in her class. And so she would do things like when we would take a test, and one of my white classmates, when they did really well on the test, she would praise them in front of the whole class and tell them how smart they were and how happy and so how proud she was of them. But when one of my African American classmates did well on a test or on homework, she had nothing to say. She pretended as if they hadn't done anything at all. And even then, before I became an anthropologist, I started noticing a pattern in how she was behaving, that she was treating the white students differently than she was treating the black students. And so it finally came to a head on a day when we had done all of our work in class. We had been at different workstations in the classroom, and so we had made a mess, and so it was time to clean up. And so instead of having the entire class pick up the mess that they had made, she decided that she wanted me to clean up behind all of the other students in class, and namely the other white students in class. And even as a 3rd grader, I knew that something was wrong about what she was asking me to do. I knew that something was wrong and that I had to do something. And so there was something inside of me that made me stand up and tell her that I was not going to do it. Now, if you know anything about me, you know that I love school and I love teachers and I love doing what's asked of me. But I could not do what she had asked me to do because I knew it wasn't right and I knew it wasn't fair. And yes, she did get upset with me. She got very, very angry that day. But she did carry on with the class, even though I refused to do what she had asked me to do. But my standing up also gave me the courage to be able to get my classmates together during recess and tell them that we could no longer continue to allow her to treat us this way. So I told them that they needed to have their parents come to school and that their parents needed to tell them what had been happening and talk to the principal. And in fact, that's what my classmates did. And the next day, all of those parents came to school and talked to the principal and that teacher. And at the end of the day, as I was sitting on the steps, I got to see that teacher walk out of that school for the very last time because of the fact that I had taken a stand and I had stood up and I had organized my other classmates. She no longer worked there because the principal refused to tolerate her mistreating the African American students. And so I tell you that story because I want you to know that no matter who you are or how old you are, that at some point in your life, you're going to have to stand up for what is right and what is fair. You're going to have to speak up when you see something that is wrong. And that in order to be able to do that, it takes courage. And it takes courage. Courage is something deep down inside of you that refuses to let you see something that is unfair and unjust and not say something. And so I encourage you that no matter when and where that situation is, I hope that you will use the courage that is inside of you to take a stand for what is right. And when you take a stand for what is right and you use that courage, you're helping to spread love in a big world. And so until next time, I'll see you later.
You know, one of the things I love about our conversation today about courage is that both Janet and Dr. E are sharing their personal stories. And I find that knowing people's stories actually gives me strength to face my fears and to stand up for what is right. Remember, we're all in this together. Now, I want to introduce to you one of my friends who I think is one of the most courageous people I know right now, Ava Page. Ava is battling cancer. And through her battle, she continues to sing her songs and write new music. So here's what she's got for us today.
This is my original song, Don't Miss It. It's about having courage and taking those chances in life. Don't let it pass you by. Got a big old sun and
Thanks, Ava. That was beautiful. Just like you. All right, friends, I've got a book recommendation for you today. You got to keep reading all the time. It's one of the ways you can develop your mind, body, and heart. Today's book is Harvesting Hope, The Story of Cesar Chavez by Kathleen Kroll. Cesar Chavez is a hero in our world. He led the migrant workers, the migrant farm workers, in protesting against the deplorable conditions that they faced and helped form the National Farm Workers Association. So we're hearing a lot about protests these days because of civil rights issues. But did you know those kinds of marches and protests have been happening for many, many years? And one of the things that Cesar Chavez said is when it came to the farm workers and their fight was that the fight is never about grapes or lettuce. It is always about people. And that's what we're seeing today too. The protests are about people and making sure that all people are treated the way they deserve, with kindness, respect, equality, and justice. So find out more about Cesar Chavez and his life of courage. Next, we have something from Miss Lawanna.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my home. We're in another part of my house. I'm in my back office and I have this room split up to be office space since now, because of the pandemic, we're working from home. I am. And I have the other side over there, that's my gym side. So I have all my weights, my workout mat, my jump rope, and all of that on that side of the room. So today we are, again, another art project, but we're gonna use some, what I call, and what Tamara mentioned, mixed mediums. What does that mean, mixed mediums? It's just an arts word or arts term that means you're going to be using all types of materials to create your art. And remember, we said that art can be created out of really anything. All right, I've got a basic setup here of some paints, a little glitter, my brushes. I've found this big jar of sequins that I had in my craft bucket and my little paint tray that I use to stay neat. And I'm just gonna start creating and see what I come up with, all right? All right, here we go. I found these little foam balls in my art bin. I think I was going to use them at Christmas one year, but I'm gonna paint these today, my high school colors, red and gray. What are your school colors? Maybe you can paint your project your colors. So, like we said, your artwork can be made out of really anything. You don't have to go to the store and spend a whole lot of money on art supplies. You just need the basics. And then, you know what? Some of the best art supplies are found right around your house. Just make sure you check with your parents first and ask them if this is something they need, if you're wanting to use it in your art project. And if it's not important or something they need, then go for it and just see what you can come up with. Art is all about expressing yourself and using your creative mind to just come up with things that nobody else has ever come up with. I've seen art made out of rocks, art made out of paper, art made out of tin, art made out of old automobile parts. Even art made out of trash, things that people have thrown away. Artistic, creative minds can take that, what looks like trash, and turn it into something beautiful. So I want you to be creative, and I want you to think outside of the box and see what you can find around the house, and just go for it and see what kind of art you can come up with to express yourself. All right? Okay. Have fun with that. Back to you, Tamara.
Thanks, Miss Lawanna. All right, friends, so we want to see your art projects. Take a picture, submit it to us online. We'd love to see what you're up to these days and what you're creating. Next, we've got a spoken word from the team of Love in a Big World.
Sometimes I stand at the door of fear, knees knocking, palms sweating, lump in my throat. Do I speak or hold back words? Is it worth it? Though it's right. Struggling to open my eyes to face what is in front of me. Sometimes trembling. Voices in head, heart beating. Loud like vibrations. Shaking. I stand. Fist clenching. Deeply breathing. Knowing I need to move. Sometimes doing the hard thing, the right thing takes courage.
Thanks, Terrence. You're right. Sometimes doing the right thing, the hard thing, takes courage. Standing up for what is right, no matter what. Facing our fears. The comfort in facing those hard things is knowing that we can make a difference when we choose to be courageous, because the little things that we do can have a big impact in our world. Thanks for tuning in today to Music City Kids. We love you. We're here for you. Keep in touch on our Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter. Check out the Lovin' a Big World website, MusicCityKids.com. There's so many ways that you can get involved. By Kids for Kids, we want you. Submit your segments, and artists and musicians, we want you too. So get in touch. Thanks so much and have a wonderful day. Be courageous.